Hi, I am going to be your notary public to help you to fill out all of your information for your new loan. So I am going to prompt you to sign in places where you need to so that we can go ahead and execute the loan in the proper way. We're going to go through some escrow papers. So therefore, we can get all of this business taken care of. If you have any questions in the process of us doing the signing, please do not hesitate to let me know. But if possible, if there are questions that you can hold until the end of the signing, that would be very beneficial to us. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, it's one of my sticky notes. How did I get there? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to talk about, this is a notarial certificate that I'm going to have to fill out. The state of South Carolina said on November 24th, before me, the borrower, notary public, personally appeared. Before me, that would be the notary. Notary public personally appeared for me. Proved to me on the basis of satisfactory evidence to be the person whose name subscribed to the within instrument. And then we put the signature. I certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of South Carolina that the foregoing paragraph is correct and true. Witness my hand and official seal. Okay. And then we're going to go to the identity affidavit. Before me, the undersigned notary public personally came and appeared, the undersigned by borrower, who, being duly sworn, did depose and state the following: the full name, the address. Now, I thought I just saw that same thing. This is the same document, exactly the same. So this is if it's more than one witness. So we're going through this together, you guys. As if it's more than one. So this is actually a package that looks like it will be for two people. So here's an affidavit of condominium or owners association status. So if there's a home association, there's going to be an affidavit that needs to be filled out as well. Okay. So the state of South Carolina, County of Dorchester, before me, the undersigned notary public personally appeared. And states upon his oath and affirmation the following. This is the same thing. Borrower are the current owner of the property. Okay. The property identified in paragraph 1 is, and it says, please circle 1. So he's going to have to circle one of these, or he or she. Complete this paragraph only if there is an association, the name of the association. This person's going to have a whole lot to fill out. This is going to be daunting. Association dues are blank per month. All payments are currently as of the date of this affidavit. Dues are delinquent in the amount of, that's none of my business. None of that should be my business. affiant. There's always an affiant in an affidavit. And so affiant, state of, county of, sworn to before me this 24th day of November 2021. Notary Public Commission. Because that person's going to put a name. Okay, that's fine. But what if this person doesn't understand or know what their association dues are per month? Like, who fills that out? I don't really want to call to ask these questions. Please contact my office immediately if you have any questions. It's closing attorney. Closing attorney. There's a lot of stuff that they need to fill out. Yeah. Okay, notice of collection and privacy policy. I know I should be like, there's nothing here to sign. There's nothing for us to sign on this. Okay, so we do have to initial. We have to initial. Nothing to sign, but we do have to initial. Okay. So, making up my own sticky notes here. Out of, because I don't have any more sticky notes. So I'm making my own sticky notes. Initial. So guys, if you haven't realized by now, I have taken up another position as a loan signing agent with my Notary Public Commission. There's another one. So he's going to, and then this I'm going to let him know. It's a notice of collection and privacy policy. It talks about personal information, what they collect, the purpose, the source of sharing, how to make a request under the California Consumer, well, we're not in California. And then they also talk about Title V of the Gamma-Leach-Bailey Act, some type of act. And they talk about general provisions and the addendum. The addendum, property taxes, supplemental property rights of cancellation, earnest money disputes, actions of interpret leader, termination of agency obligations and conflicts. Yeah, so it's going to be a whole nother instrument. But they'll have to, and then he'll have to sign and date this right here. And this is just so, I put these here so that I don't miss anything. I'm not going to miss anything because I'm going to look at every page. But sometimes, like when you're sitting there, you feel as though you need to rush. But you don't have to rush. Okay, so this right here, package, nothing to sign. I'm going to just I'm going to put nothing to sign. And maybe I can go through this package a little quicker. But I'll explain it to him. I'll put this here. And then you have to, this is a package that you have to, initials and signature. I'm just going to go through a whole bunch of sticky notes. Initial and sig. Jers. Okay. It's 4-4. Actually, 2, 3, 4. It makes it 5 pages. Okay, this is one of 3. This is the Declaration of Understanding and Indemnity and Hold Harmless Agreement due to the COVID-19 financing. They talk about the COVID-19 in case you get sick and things like that. What needs to take place if you get sick and to take care of the law, because they don't have any remorse for anything anymore. Because if you die, they want to make sure that your property is going to go to the correct entity. Like, don't leave nothing out there. Like, if I can't pay for my property, then it goes straight back to the bank with no problem, no legal tape. Okay, so this is one of 3. He needs to sign here, signature, sign, no date, and sign it just the way his name is on here. Now this is from me, which is the notarial instrument. Okay. Of course. Me as a witness. Me as a notary. What time is it? A notary public or other officer completing the certificate verifies only the identity of the individual who signed the document to which the certificate is attached. And it puts, I certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of South Carolina that the foregoing paragraph is true and correct. Witness my hand and official seal. And that would be me to sign that. So it's 3 of 3. 1, 2, and 3. This just helps me break down everything. Declaration of Understanding, Indemnity, and Hold Harmless Agreement due to the COVID-19 emergency financing. The COVID-19 emergency financing. Basically, like, what does this tell us? There are no unrecorded liens or encumbrance affecting the title of the property which are not being paid or adjusted as part of the current transaction. Borrowers understand. Instrument in here, sign, I notarize, sign. Do I notarize this? It doesn't really say. Well, it is. Yeah, you notarize. Sign and stamp. I'm going to just give myself that instruction. I haven't gone through the package yet. Fraud alert. They're talking about the wire instructions. And fraud alert, please read. These wire instructions must not change. In order to identify your wire for immediate credit and recording, it is imperative that you include our office and escrow number on your wire remittance. So, just make sure that all his information is correct. Okay, so that right there. Now we go through the package, but yet there's some instructions that I really look at, go through, finish going through. I was looking at something. here too. So I'm talking about the COVID and the Patriot Act. They were telling me about the Patriot Act to make sure that they fill out this Patriot Act documentation, and that's just to show the important information about procedures for opening a new account. So I have to make sure that I identify whatever form of identification he presents to me. Very sorry. And that could be a driver's license, a passport, military ID, a resident alien card, social security card, birth certificate, whatever. So I think I only need one form to help the government fight the funding of terrorism and money laundering. Instructions to individual plaintiffs, verification. The named individual must be present as two forms of identification documents for review. At least one of the identifying documents must be an unexpired government-issued document bearing a photograph of the named individual. Other identifying documents not specifically listed below must be a minimum bear the individual's name. Example of other accepted identification. Like I said, like it could be a social security card, a military ID, a passport. Boy, I got up so early today. I'm going to be sleepy early today, I can tell. I'm going to probably have to go somewhere and take a nap. Not go somewhere, I'm going to go home and take a nap, you know. Okay, so this is just my example. Okay. Additional comments. Signature. Name and title. Okay, so pictures are for the signing agent to fill in. We had a great number of these come back unexecuted and signed. Come back unexecuted and signed. Okay, so just make sure you just do this part. I just can't get stuck. My thing is I get stuck on stuff. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. About 5 or 6 in the morning. Okay, triple check your work. Make sure docs are going back are fully executed. Okay, signature affidavit must be signed as below. Must sign exactly as typed to the left. Never known by, and then initial this. Okay, so he has to put never known by. So I'm going to keep my instructions. So expectations of notary signing agent. Confirm the time and location of the signing immediately with the signer. If you are running late, keep the signers and the agency informed. Personal dress. They don't have to tell me how to dress. I dress professionally anyway. Title escrow clients, inspect notary. Signing agents to dress professionally. You should always present yourself professionally if you're conducting business. I don't know why that needs to be said to people, but we need to. Make sure you're professionally dressed at all times. Printing. You must always print according to PDF page size. We've already done that. After the signing status update. Please provide us with a signing status update immediately by logging into the order on orders.c2signing.com or by emailing office@c2c.com. Must include the tracking number or delivery method. After signing, please provide us with a single status update immediately by logging into the order on orders. I didn't get this through them. I got this through SnapDocs. Ship docs are to be dropped within 24 hours and must ship out with the soonest available shipment. During the signing, ink, use blue ink only. So we need to get blue ink. I have blue pens. ID copies required if requested. Make sure you collect copies of the borrower's ID. So we have to make sure that we snap a picture of the ID and include them in the package. Smartphone photos are acceptable. Upload photo to SnapDocs. Funds are due. If funds are due from borrower at closing, borrower must provide you with a certified cashier's check, or they must wire funds according to the wire instructions. I don't see how that's my problem. That would be them giving the instructions to the borrower. I shouldn't have to worry about collecting funds or making sure that he knows to wire it. I don't know that information, but I'll let him know. And we can get the lawyer and loan officer on the line. So there you go. So I don't know how we want to conduct this, but maybe I'm going to just give the lawyer a call, because I'm going to let him know that I've never worked with you. How do you like to conduct your signings? Do you want to instruct me to go over certain parts and or keep you informed of what part I'm going through so that you can go through and explain it to them? I'm not sure, but this is going to be my first signing with them. During the signing, IDs, funds due, notarize. So they're giving me instructions on what to notarize and how to notarize it. Notarize. Please double check these documents where notarizations are often missing or incomplete. Deeds of trust, occupancy. So there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 15 different documents. The right to cancel if the transaction and or recession date needs to be filled in or corrected on the notice of right to cancel. Please have borrower initial both changes. We have provided a recession calendar to assist you with this. Some new forms will require signatures, initials, regardless. So let's see what they've given me as a tool. I'm going to go through all of this with them. It might take me about 2 hours. Stay out of margins. No signing or stamp in the 1-inch margin on the deed, the mortgage, the condo rider, the FHA rider, the VA rider, the MERS rider, rehab rider, grad payment rider, assignment of rent rider, PUD rider, 1 to 4 family riders, adjustable rate rider, manufactured home rider, non-owner occupancy rider, growing equity rider. I hope that this is going to be a pleasant atmosphere for me to do the signing. Complete. Notary is responsible for making sure the signer fill out and sign all information needed. If they do not want to fill out or sign a document, please contact them immediately. The Patriot Act form, identification verification. Notaries to complete this form. No need to stamp. Though may require 2 forms of identification. Be sure to include 2 forms of ID on these forms requiring it. Be sure to collect copies of the front and back of the United States government IDs if information has gathered from the back of the card. So they're doing that a lot too with ID. If you get a need to do proof of an ID, you need to take a photograph of the front and the back. Okay. Non-borrowing signers. Non-borrowing signers must never sign the note, but must sign the deed of trust. Mortgage, all writers. The second signer must sign the deed of trust. Mortgage, all writers, right to cancel, truth in lending, and good faith estimate. Also have them sign wherever their name is typed. Wherever their name is typed. But I'm going to highlight this where it says Non-borrowers must never sign the note. See, these are good instructions. What happened to my highlighters? I don't know. Power of attorney, or attorney in fact. Please see examples on page 4. Am I supposed to be initialing this stuff? Yeah. I guess. Okay. I think they want this back. This is good information, though. Attention signing agents, carefully refer to the signature lines on the closing documents. The client must sign the document as per the capacity listed in each signature line. Following are some of the examples to ensure that documents are signed accurately. John Doe. John Doe must sign his name just like John Doe. But if it says John D. Doe, then he must sign his document John D. Doe as it appears in the line under the signature line. I get it. John Doe by John Doe, attorney in fact. Whatever it says, that's what you do. John Doe as life tenant. John Doe. So, fully refer to the signature lines in closing documents. So, I get it. Fully refer to the signature lines in the closing documents. Please triple check your docs for missing signatures. Please make sure the borrowers each initial their own joint credit authorization spot. I don't see. Uniform residential loan and the additional borrower's information. NRTC and customer statement of non-recession instructions. Notice of right to cancel. Never let the borrower accidentally sign the I wish to cancel line. Non-recession. This form must be signed by each borrower, and they can either date it for the first day immediately following the NRTC recession day, or they can leave the date portion blank. If it has the date, I'll make sure they fill out the date. So, they sign, then date. Customer statement of non-recession. This form must be signed by each borrower, and they can either date it for the first day immediately following the NRTC recession date, or they can leave the date blank. And this is for the non-recession instructions. Okay, and urgent adjournment or acknowledgement instructions, as well as signing and stamping. Notary essay must always correct and complete all notarial verbiage to read true. This instruction includes the signing venue and the method of identification. Well, you have sworn and subscribed before me, the undersigned authority by on this day of the month, Notary Public in and for the state of, okay, so just be careful not to leave any blanks. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I just want to make sure I get all these. What time is it? I'm still looking at the time. U.S. Patriot Act disclosure. 2 forms of ID needed. We require 2 forms of identification for each borrower to comply with Section 326 of the Act. And then there's an example. They talk about this Patriot Act disclosure for the borough identification quite a bit. 2 forms of ID. So, attention notary, boroughs must check the box at the bottom of the 4506T form. So, this box here. And they must sign. Signature attests that he or she has read the attestation clause, and upon so reading declares that he or she has the authority to sign the form 4506T. Signature. Above is the corp. Okay. Just sign and date. Phone number. Phone number of taxpayer on line 1 and 2. Instructions for completing the IRS 4506C. Schools First Federal Credit Union requires a signed and dated document of the IRS 4506C. Attention borough, this box must be marked. This is really good instructions, though, for a new notary. I am a newer notary. I'm not brand new, but I'm a newer notary. And some of this is really good information. Below are instructions for completing this form. Signatory attests. Please check the box to confirm that you have the authority to sign the form. This is an IRS requirement signature. The taxpayer listed on 1A should sign in the signature box. If this is a joint return, the spouse listed on 2A should sign in the signature box. Date. A date is required with each signature. The date that is missing. Okay, California per diem interest disclosed. An example is important. Borrowers must select one of the boxes below. My choice is indicated below. Okay, now it's time. I have one of these for session calendar. I know what every session calendar is, so I will keep this. These are my instructions. So I'm just going to go ahead and